Episode 30. At a glance, the current Dr. Mo was flawless in appearance. Every movement was elegant, a true gentleman. There was no trace of the old, haggard man he once was. With a face like that back in the day, he must have captivated countless heroines of the Zhenghu.
What exactly are you planning to do with me? Just give me a straight answer.
Dr. Mo stretched his limbs, gave a languid yawn, and with a knowing smile produced another item from within his robes. It was a small pouch folded from silk, its fabric a blazing, eye-catching red. Every stitch on it seemed to carry a distinct sense of restriction, marking it as no ordinary item.
What's inside this silk wrapping? Could it be another strange artifact, like the silver edge?
Dr. Mo carefully pulled a crumpled yellow paper from his bundle. Han Li seemed a little disappointed, but a chill ran down his spine and he focused with all his might. He knew all too well that the most unassuming things often held unimaginable uses. Dr. Mo gently picked up the yellow paper, carefully smoothing it out. Only then could Han Li see it clearly. It was palm-sized, cut into a long strip, its color faded and worn with age. What drew the eye most were several bizarre symbols painted on it in silver. Their shapes were utterly alien to Han Li, yet the moment he laid eyes on them, a mysterious power stirred deep within his heart. Even his eternal spring arts began to churn uncontrollably. It was as if the symbols had jolted him awake, leaving Han Li utterly astonished. Han Li knew something was wrong. He immediately focused all his attention on the characters, trying to discern their hidden secrets. The symbols were sinuous and twisting, yet they held a hidden order. Their very arrangement and form seemed to contain something profound. But time was far too short. Han Li couldn't make sense of it in that instant. Dr. Mo was already right in front of him. He saw Han Li staring with a strange, almost obsessed look at the yellow paper in his hand, and a flash of pity appeared in his eyes. But that look vanished in an instant, and his expression returned to normal. He lowered his head, his mouth close to Han Li's ear, and said,
Han Li, don't blame me. I have no other choice. May you be reborn swiftly in your next life. This body is mine now.
What did you say? What do you mean by that?
Dr. Mo's words sent Han Li's soul flying from his body in terror. He had a vague, chilling sense that the worst possible fate was about to befall him.
He ignored the threat of the giant man behind him and began to struggle desperately. He still had a few small items on him. If he could get to them, he might be able to create a distraction and seize a chance to escape.
Iron Slave, hold him down. Don't let him move.
With Dr. Mo's icy command, Han Li's final resistance was quelled. Two massive palms, like twin hills, bore down with crushing force, pinning his shoulders and holding him fast. Beads of sweat the size of soybeans rolled down Han Li's temples from his forehead. His eyes were wide open, his lips bitten tight, as he watched the man before him chanting incantations. The yellow paper in Dr. Mo's hand began to flutter without any wind. One by one, the silver symbols on it slowly lit up, radiating a mysterious silver light. Dr. Mo's expression was solemn as he stared at the talisman. When the final symbol began to glow with silver light, a flash of delight crossed his face. He then made a series of special gestures, waving the talisman through the air several times.
The yellow talisman stuck fast to Han Li's forehead. The moment it touched his skin, he felt all control over his body vanish. He couldn't even blink. His body was completely numb, yet his eyes could still see and his ears could still hear.
His consciousness was simply unable to command his body, leaving him like a walking corpse.
Han Li's heart filled with alarm. He had no idea how the other intended to seize his body. Could this really be considered a success?
Don't rush. This body of yours can be preserved for a little while longer. Your mind is far too active. If you were free to move around, that would give me a real headache.
Dr. Mo reached out an arm, effortlessly lifted Han Li, and strode out of the room. Outside, the sun blazed like fire. Dr. Mo carried Han Li as if he were a mere object, strolling casually past the medicinal garden beside the house until he reached a remote stone wall. The giant man followed silently behind him, as close as a shadow. Han Li's eyes saw it clearly. A stone hut he had never seen before had somehow been built right in front of him. This stone hut was very similar to the large stone chamber Han Li had used before, built entirely from stacked stone. The only difference was that its outer walls had been given a simple coat of whitewash. Judging by the materials used, the stone hut was built quite crudely, but it was clearly finished not long ago. The walls still carried the pungent smell of limewash.
Iron Slave, you stay outside. Kill anyone who approaches this house.
Dr. Mo had issued a bloody command. Clearly, he was afraid some unexpected event would arise and ruin his plans.
The stone room was completely sealed, without a single window. After closing the stone door, Han Li had expected to be plunged into pitch darkness, unable to see a thing. Instead, he found the room lit up by a multitude of oil lamps and candles of varying thickness. The small space was ablaze with light, a veritable sea of lamps and candles, making it as bright as day. What unsettled Han Li the most was a strange pattern, several yards across, drawn right in the center of the stone hut. The pattern seemed to have been created by smearing some kind of powder. At its edges, several fist-sized pieces of green jade were embedded. The jade was crystal clear in the candlelight, clearly a rare treasure. Any connoisseur who truly appreciated fine jade would be heartbroken to see such a flawless piece of raw jade wasted, embedded in a stone floor. They'd probably lose sleep over it for nights on end. Han Li was watching intently from within his body. His physical form had been tossed into the very center of the pattern, lying flat on his back on the ground, leaving him with only a view of the ceiling. Han Li was growing frantic. At this critical moment, he couldn't see a single move Dr. Mo was making. How could that possibly put his mind at ease? But he was at the mercy of others, with no other choice. In the end, he could only console himself.
At least I'm not face down. Otherwise, I wouldn't even have the ceiling to look at.
A series of sounds followed. Han Li found it odd, but then he noticed the light dimming significantly. Dr. Mo had extinguished many of the lamps.
A moment later, Dr. Mo spoke up.
Are you certain this method will actually work? You must understand, I've wagered everything on this.
Are you talking to me? But the tone didn't sound like it. But there's no one else in the room besides the two of us. And I've got this damned yellow paper stuck on me, so I can't even speak.
Absolutely no problem. The soul-severing ghost-banishing art and the spirit-calming talisman I taught you, were they ever anything less than genuine?
A young man's voice, sounding to be in his 20s, suddenly rang out in the room.
What good is it if it worked before? If you deliberately hold back at the last moment and set me up, who am I supposed to go to for justice? Well, I'd say you should be the one to guarantee it. You're already a dead man, and I'm the one who killed you. And you harbor no resentment at all. You were deceiving me in secret.
Dr. Mo's rapid-fire questions left no room for rebuttal, as if he were venting all his pent-up insecurity.
Then, for a long while, the only sound was Dr. Mo's heavy, ragged breathing. Hearing this, a chill ran down Han Li's spine.
This man who appeared out of nowhere, he's already died once? Is he a ghost? And the strange art Dr. Mo just used. He got it from this man.
The young man finally spoke up, his voice laced with indignation.
Then what do you want me to do? I've sworn on my ancestors, my parents, my entire family, even my whole clan. What more do you want from me?
Han Li's heart skipped a beat. This young man was utterly deranged, swearing on so many of his closest kin, all just to win Dr. Mo's trust.
He's clearly a cold-hearted man.
That's right, there's nothing I can do to you. Your physical body is destroyed, leaving only your origin soul, and you can't even see the light of day. That's not much better than being utterly annihilated.
Dr. Mo's tone softened, clearly not wanting to push things to the point of no return.